Remington Model 7 video, number 18. I have been trying all day to get a good video of this Remington Model 7 caliber 308 with my new tripod. Can't seem to get it to work. I set the tripod up, I go out there in front of it, make the video, come back and look. I missed half the gun in places. You couldn't hear me in places. I ordered the wrong microphone. Here, this is an Apple, and it takes a different one than the Android. So it didn't work. I had to send it back, order another one. Excuse me. Okay, my history with this gun started in summer 1990. I was going to take the siding off the front of my house and put on T111. So I had the T111 all stacked up there. I had stain and everything to do it. I go over to my house. Well, I had a concrete sidewalk up against my house the whole way across the front. Over all the years of snow laying against the house and that, rotted that bottom board, made the starter strip come loose. So my siding was loose. So first I nailed a board up against it, across the whole front of the house to hold it from flapping, so I could figure out what to do. So I had everything ready. I go over to the house, I pull that board off. Now I knew my siding was 8 inches wide, aluminum, but it had a black insulation board behind it, made it kind of heavy. I didn't realize how heavy. I go over to the house, I pull that board off, I grab the bottom of that siding, I give a tug on it, whole front of the house fell off. Here, every stud in the front of my house wasn't rotten. It was like all dried up. You could grab it and like break a chunk off of it. There was not one piece of insulation whatsoever. The only insulation was that black strips that was made inside the siding. Even the soffit and facial and the rain gutters fell off. I mean, the whole front was rotten. I about shit. I didn't know what to do. I had built some things. I was a half-ass carpenter then. I wasn't as good as or know as much as I do now, after helping build a couple houses. But my buddy Donnie stopped by. He seen I was in that jam. He said he'd help me. So we go. I had some 2x4s. We went and rounded them up, and I had a friend worked at a lumber company. He brought home wood all the time. He was out in New Galley, PA. We drove out there, and I don't know how many 2x4s I bought. We filled a whole Scout. One of them, not the little old Scouts, but like the 70 Scouts. We put the tailgate down, we filled the whole truck up with 2x4s. Come home, we replaced every stud in the whole front of my house. 30 foot, 32 foot of my house. Every 2 foot was a stud. We replaced every stud, insulated it, hung the drywall, hung the T111, built all new soffit and facial out of 1x pine boards. But first we added on to the eaves. I put a string line from one end of the house to the other. We boxed in all new eaves, even with the string line the whole way. Did a beautiful setup, soffit and facial, rain gutters, painted it, stained it. It was beautiful. But it took us a couple weeks. 2 weeks, I think, off and on between working. But I went and bought this, I laid this gun away. I didn't have the cash to buy it. I think it was like $400. I didn't have the cash to buy it, so I laid it away. By the time the house was done, I had the gun. I give it to my buddy for helping. Must have been 5 years later. I'm talking to his brother-in-law, who was another good friend of mine that I've known since high school. He says, Donnie sold me that Model 7. I was like, you're kidding me. He says, no, he says, I'll sell it to you for 400 bucks. So I bought it back. That was in about 95, maybe 96. But he had put it in a laminated stock, so this wooden stock wouldn't get hurt. And it did keep it really nice. I bought this gun in 95, the second time. Carried it home, put it in the cupboard. Today was the first time, or yesterday was the first time it was out when I made that short. I've never fired this gun. I bought it twice, owned it, 25, 35 years? Never fired it once. I hated to see it gone. I liked it myself. So like I said, I bought it, brought it home, put it in the cupboard. I got to thinking about it last night because I haven't heard from Donnie for a year. Summer before last, he was out here every day, 4 days a week, messing around in my garage with me. He left one day and never come back. I called him a couple times, talked to him on the phone. He didn't sound mad, didn't sound happy. But I kept asking, did you lose my phone number? And he kept saying no, but it's been a year since I called him last, and he's never called me, so. I don't know, but this beautiful gun, beautiful gun. Let me move over here and see if I can. This tripod is nice, except for the fact this iPad got too much magnification. I used that phone there and made a video that looked really nice. But when I go on YouTube on that phone, I'm a different John Flame than I am on this iPad. I made the video, posted it, went and looked. It wasn't on the channel. I go back to the phone and look, and here the phone's got one video. I'm starting a whole nother channel, didn't know it. So in the process of erasing it, I deleted it so I wouldn't have two accounts. And I couldn't figure out how to get that video from that phone to this, so I'm just making another one. Like I said, for some reason, with the magnification on this camera, I even tried I put a quarter right there where the middle of the screen was, so I could try to focus on keeping the gun in the center of the picture, or in the picture. No, it was terrible. They were all terrible. I'm going to have to get a better way to film these rifles. For pistols, this was all right. Like I say, 2,000 or 1,000 likes or views in 2 days was wonderful. I don't know why. This is the scope was on this gun when I got it. I never bothered changing it. Like I said, 1990, I bought this in the summer the first time. And then again in 95, and I've never yet pulled the trigger on it. It's a beautiful gun, beautiful wood. Nice shiny blue. I don't know what happened to the sights, whether they were on it when I bought it for him or not. I can't remember. I wish it still had the original sights, but it don't. The barrel's just got plug screws in it. I bought this in 1990. I'm not sure what year the gun itself is. It was used when I bought it, but it looked like brand new. This wasn't the only gun I bought Donnie over the years. Every time he'd help me on a project, I'd buy him a gun. That way we could shoot together without him borrowing my guns all the time. Ended up, I bought them all back before it was over. I got his dad's gun, a Remington 700 .6. I got his grandfather's old single shot Benelli shotgun. I got his son, who passed away. I got two of his guns, a 30-30 Marlin and a Mossberg 500 shotgun. Years ago, I had a gun that belonged to his uncle, but Stupidly, I traded it off. Had one of them big universal scopes on. What would that gun be worth today? That scope, universal scope, I forget, it was, I don't know, 15 power or 18 power or something. Variable, 3 to 18 or something like that. Universal scope, they're like hen's teeth today. I can't really say. Now he got 2 deer with this gun when he had it. Like I say, I never had it out of the cup. I had forgot all about it, to tell you the truth. I was sitting around last night wondering why he hasn't called me or anything, I called him 3 times. I figured that was enough. Donnie's a funny guy. He's one of them guys, you working with him and you smash your finger with a hammer, he laughs all day about it. Weird sense of humor. Every time I'd hurt my finger or fall down or get hurt, it just made his day. I don't know, it's just the kind of guy he is, I guess. I kind of get used to it after all these years. But what a beautiful example, huh? That rich bluing and that nice wood. That, I would say with that butt plate, that puts that gun in the, late 70s, early 80s. I should have ran the numbers before the video, but like I say, I've been all day here trying to make a good video of this gun. Finally, I got burned out and I'm just talking. I've said the same thing so many times, I'm starting to forget. But it's a beautiful firearm. It was accurate. He shot this scope in, and I've seen him shoot it. He was shooting while I was shooting guns of mine. I don't know. I didn't want to buy the gun, but when I seen it was for sale the second time and I wanted it back, I didn't have the money, but I bought it anyway. And like I said, I walked straight in the door, straight in the gun room and set it down in the rack. And I walked in yesterday and picked it up. Second time I've touched it since '95. I don't know, I'll probably never shoot it. I'm going to wipe it down and put it back in the rack. It actually stayed beautiful. That's one thing about that room. I'll get like a white, I called it mildew once, but it isn't mildew. It's like a white, it's not mold either. I don't know, it's like a white powder gets on the stalks. Especially all the old military rifles that had a lot of oil on them over the years, I figured the best thing to do, I stuck the bipod on that gun and put it up like this. It's getting about the best view of it. I'm going to turn that around. These guns are beautiful, and the way they put the Model 7 on it is really, they wrote it really nice. See if we can zoom this in. Let's see. Almost. Push around, break the light. Yeah, like I say, I've been making videos all day on this gun, trying to get a good one. You can see just moving that gun that little bit, now the whole gun isn't in the screen. Magnification's back down to 1. That phone there did a great job, but when I can't figure out why my YouTube on there isn't the same YouTube on here. My John's Arsenal isn't there. My belt buckle avatar is not there. And it actually sends me, I subscribe to my own site and it sends me updates on that phone of what I'm doing on here. Yeah, when my nephew comes up, I'll get him to figure it out for me. Yeah. Like I say, after all the videos I made on this gun and burnout, I'm hoping this one's going to be the right one because I'm getting sick of making videos on this thing. I got to come up with a better way of doing rifles. But hey, we got to look at a nice Model 7 and 308. About all I can say after all day of trying to make a video is that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So hey, I hope this is a good one. I hope this is one going to work. I got to straighten out my cover over my light that I hit after I shut the video off. I see I got to take a couple stink bugs up there. I've been fighting stink bugs all day. Every time I cook a bowl of chili, them stink bugs come in. They must love the smell of chili or something. Well, hey, like I said, thanks for all the views on my American Arms 22. I'm up to 451 subscribers. I got 99.9 views. So if I get 100 views out of this video, I'll have 10,000 views today. I was hoping to make a better video, get more views, but I've tried so much today I'm burnt out. So I'm going to hope this one's good enough. I don't know what we got coming for tomorrow. Maybe I was thinking I got a broom handle Mauser, Chinese one, built in 1925, unfired, 100 years old. I think we're going to look at it tomorrow. So like I say, tomorrow, 100-year-old broom handle Mauser, Chinese, made in the Shanghai shipyard. It was a presentation gun, is why it was never fired when I bought it. So hey, like, share, subscribe. Do some shares. I never get no shares. I got 1 share out of the last 8 videos. So if you like my videos, or like looking at guns, I'm sure you're not coming back for me, it's the guns, but come back and see some more of my guns, and I'll try to get a little bit better on this camera. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. Let's hope this one's good enough. Like I say, this is like take 18. Good thing I don't have to use film, I'd have it laying everywhere. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. Have a good evening. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate everybody's time.